Hello everyone, I'm Joshua Jones. This is GLHF MTG. Back at it again, this time with the Break the Bank series. This is episode 2 in the series. Last time we did Prosh, and this time I'm coming at you with a deck I'm calling Comedic Cascade Combo. Try to figure out what I'm talking about here if you didn't already read the description of this on the YouTube channel. And I'll tell you, Break the Bank series is the series where we try to get the highest possible win percentage decks without considering the budget whatsoever. So decks may cost $20, they might cost 200, may cost 2,000, but we're just trying to break the format by playing the most competitive deck or the most janky deck that's all in on one combo like we have here today, and just try to get a win with the deck. That's our primary focus. Unlike other times when we just make decks that are fun, affordable, and yada yada. So today we're running Maelstrom Wanderer, 5 blue, red, green for a 7/5 legendary creature elemental with haste, and gives all your other creatures haste, of course. With Cascade. Cascade means that when you cast this spell, you're going to exile cards from the top until you reach a non-land card. Cast that without paying its mana cost, and then do it all over again. Put all the other cards on the bottom of your library. Basically, as you try to figure out what we could be all in on, I'm going to break down the 10 utility land cards that we're running in this deck, which are basically the blue, green, and red, respectively. Lands that allow you to tap them to sack them or remove a depletion counter to get 2 mana one time. So we want to do this because we want to cast our commander as soon as possible. We're running Crystal the Vein, these 2 fetch lands, and Temple of the False God for the same reason. We just want to get our commander out as fast as possible. We're running 87 other lands in the deck, so 97 lands in total, a split between islands, mountains, and forests, 29 each, which gives us 97 lands on our commander, leaving us with 2 remaining cards that we need to talk about, which are the all-in part, being the 2-card combo of Kiki Jiki, Mirror Breaker, and Zealous Conscript. So, because both of these cost less than 8, we're going to cascade into them every single time when we cast our commander, and allow us to tap Kiki to make a copy of Zealous Conscripts, which allows us, when it enters the battlefield, to untap Kiki, which allows us to tap Kiki to make a copy of Zealous Conscripts. When it enters the battlefield, we get an untap Kiki, which allows us to tap Kiki to make a copy of Zealous. You see where I'm going? We got an arbitrarily large amount of Zealous Conscripts, so say 100,000, 3/3 hasty creatures that we can attack in with and hopefully win the game. So you're going to have to do a lot of politicking with this game and kind of just be like, oh man, I'm getting so many lands, blah, 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 just to try to play it out and have some fun with it, because your opponents might get suspicious, but hopefully you can cast your commander as soon as possible when they can get as suspicious as they want, or maybe they've seen it before already, and have at it. Because if you get the challenge achievement trophy on this, it's going to be hard fetched to get around anyways. So that's it. That's the whole deck. That's what we're doing. Let me just bring up some other 2-card combos for you. Mana Severance and Laboratory Maniac get the same result. You go into these, and then you can win the game that way. But unfortunately, they require you to draw a card, which you're not able to do except for on your draw step, unless your opponent's decks have some way of helping you out there. But I doubt it, because then they'll lose, and most of the time, unless you're like me, nobody wants to lose. So, and I don't want to lose. I'm kind of a crazy commander player, so anything goes with me around. Anyways, you could also do this with Pact of the Titan and Hive Mind, but the problem here is that Hive Mind has to be on the field first, on the first cascade, and because you can't control that, we just didn't run it in the main deck. However, if you were to cascade into Hive Mind, the second cascade wouldn't resolve because you wouldn't have anything left if you had Pact of the Titan in the hand. Too many uncontrollable variables, but basically you can run these 2 cards and have the same effect. Probably just better for a regular deck, or a regular version of this deck. But just so you know, if your opponents don't have red, they are going to be forced to cast Pact of Titan when you do, if Hive Mind's out, and then they're going to lose. Alright, enough on that. We'll talk about Temple Bell in Mind Over Matter, which allows you to tap to mill your opponents out, essentially, because everybody draws a card. You discard the card you draw to untap Temple Bell to tap Temple Bell to have everybody draw a card. The problem is that you can't control how many cards each of your opponents has, and if their library is bigger than yours, you can't win with the commander's ability with the 97 lands. So we just didn't play it. You would need something to shuffle your graveyard back into your library, which you can't do in get off the 97 lands win. So you see what we're doing here. Earthcraft and Squirrel's Nest do the exact same thing as our Zealous Conscripts, Kiki Jiki, but you end up with all the tokens being tapped because you need to tap them to untap the Squirrel's Nest to tap the land to get more tokens. So the end result is not the same because you won't be able to attack in right away, and you'll actually have to go to your next combat, which is slower than the Laboratory Maniac and slower than the Zealous Conscripts together. Pestermite and Splinter Twin are the exact same as Zealous Conscripts and Kiki Jiki, and in fact, if you ran the Splinter Twin with the Zealous Conscripts, you would end up with the same result because you tap the Zealous to make a copy, and then the copy comes in and allows you to untap your original one. So it's the same effect, and it's also the same effect if you have Kiki Jiki in Pestermite. So the problem is that to run the 97 land combo, you can only run 2, so just make sure you're careful with your variations there. And then to change it up, because you probably are going to get either tired of this or your opponents are going to come to expect it if you play with them, you could just make another deck that's a Maelstrom Wonder Temur Good Stuff deck, like this one provided by user submitted Relentless on MTG Goldfish. This is a Relentless deck tech here, but basically you could run a regular Maelstrom Wonder deck in the same sleeves as your 97 land deck in the same deck box even, or switch them in and out as long as they're in the same sleeve, so nobody knows what you're bringing to the table until you're already a few turns in, and just give you some change it up potential there. So anyways, your challenge achievement trophy is pretty simple. Turn 6, turn 5, turn 4. So in order to get a turn 4 and complete the trophy on this one, you would need to get 4 of the two mana land cards in your opening hand, because or at least by turn 4, and one of them has to be Crystalline. So the way it works is you play a tap land that taps for 2 colors, tap land that taps for 2 colors, tap land that taps for 2 colors, and then you play your Crystalline. And the turn 4, when you play your Crystalline, you sack it for 2 and sack the other 3 for 2, which gives you the 8 mana you need. Good luck, because that one seems like a tough one. Well, in case you don't remember the deck list, even though it is only 13 cards, you can check it out on MTG Goldfish 1278364. I've also put up the other 2 card combos there, and this deck's only going to run you $20 on the 1 cart package, or as low as 16 on the like if you don't care how many packages you get them in. And if you wanted to just run 97 lands and skip all the non-basics, it would be turn 8 every time. In that instance, you wouldn't have any speed up on it, but you could get it a couple bucks cheaper than that. I mean, pretty much it's just Maelstrom and Kiki that are the main cost of the deck. So that's gonna do it. Subscribe, like, comment, share, hit the bell. I'm out of here. I'm Joshua Jones. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week for another deck tech and a conversation, and we'll see you then. All right, bye.